Welcome to Amazing 7, and today we are counting down our picks for the top 7 best fantasy games of all time. Fantasy games typically involve creating a fictional world or scenario where players assume the roles of characters within that world. These games often incorporate elements of magic, myth, and supernatural beings. Players may embark on quests, battle monsters, cast spells, and interact with other characters in the game world. Fantasy games can take many forms. They offer players the chance to escape into a rich, immersive universe where they can explore, adventure, and experience stories beyond the bounds of reality. These are the 7 best fantasy games of all time. Number 7. God of War. God of War is an action-adventure game developed by Santa Monica Studio and published by Sony Interactive Entertainment. The game was released for the PlayStation 4 in April 2018. Unlike previous games, which were loosely based on Greek mythology, this installment is loosely inspired by Norse mythology, with the majority of it set in ancient Scandinavia in the realm of Midgard. For the first time in the series, there are 2 protagonists: Kratos, the former Greek god of war who remains the only playable character, and his young son, Atreus. Following the death of Kratos' second wife and Atreus' mother, Faye, the 2 embark on a journey to fulfill her request that her ashes be spread at the highest peak of the 9 realms. Kratos keeps his troubled past a secret from Atreus, who is unaware of his divine nature. Along their journey, they come into conflict with monsters and gods of the Norse world. Number 6. Elder Scrolls vs Skyrim. The Elder Scrolls V: Skyrim is a 2011 action role-playing game developed by Bethesda Game Studios and published by Bethesda Softworks. It is the 5th main installment in the Elder Scrolls series. The game is set 200 years after the events of Oblivion and takes place in Skyrim, the northernmost province of Tamriel, a continent on the planet Nirn. Its main story focuses on the player's character, the Dragonborn, on their quest to defeat Alduin the World Eater, a dragon who is prophesied to destroy the world. Over the course of the game, the player completes quests and develops the character by improving skills. The game continues the open-world tradition of its predecessors by allowing the player to travel to discovered locations in the game world at any time, and to ignore or postpone the main storyline indefinitely. As written, Bethesda's Elder Scrolls remains king of the high fantasy genre in games. Number 5. Dragon Age: Inquisition. Dragon Age: Inquisition is widely considered the fan favorite of the Dragon Age series. Upon release, the 3rd RPG game received critical acclaim. This sequel focuses on traveling to Thedas to seal a portal that allows demonic enemies to wreak havoc on the world. The game's semi-open worlds invite exploration, with each corner brimming with secrets to uncover and quests to undertake. With its stellar writing and captivating gameplay, Dragon Age: Inquisition remains a timeless favorite among fans of open-world fantasy RPGs. Number 4. Elden Ring. Elden Ring is a vast, explorable RPG that won Game of the Year in 2022. It's been described as Dark Souls meets high fantasy and is a must-play for lovers of the dark fantasy genre. In the game, you must explore the lands between as a tarnished, an exiled warrior working to restore the Elden Ring to become the Elden Lord. With a rich story, vast landscape, and brutal challenges, fans raved about the game upon release. It's also one of the most accessible Soulsborne games from the studio, on the more forgiving side when it comes to encounters, and offers tons of lore to discover to find out more about what the fantasy deal with the lands between and tarnished really is. Getting the Shadow of the Erdtree DLC expansion makes the experience even more worth it. Number 3. World of Warcraft. When it comes to the territory of high fantasy games, there's just nothing that can beat the juggernaut that is Blizzard's World of Warcraft. With all its compelling expansions that have come out since the game's inception in 2004, you really can't say that another high fantasy game has as much dedication to its continued world building, storytelling, and lore as WoW. Azeroth is such a brilliant concept for hosting a high fantasy game world, an entire planet with fictional continents and lands brimming with lore, intriguing NPCs, and villains that are as well established as any you can meet in Game of Thrones. The land is made up of ruling houses like Proudmoore, Waycrest, Ashvane, and Stormstrong. Number 2. Baldur's Gate 3. This list wouldn't be complete without mentioning Baldur's Gate 3. The latest addition to the Baldur's Gate game series recently won Game of the Year, making it one of the best fantasy games to date. This Dungeons & Dragons RPG follows your character as you navigate a Mind Flayer invasion. The fight against the Mind Flayer tadpole will take you all across Faerun in 3 different acts, with various fights, companions, and choices throughout the massive map. With impressive voice acting, storytelling, and combat, players can't get enough of this award-winning fantasy game. With all the impressions and impact Baldur's Gate 3 had on the gaming community and its staggering achievement in game development and design, it should come as no surprise that it go down in history as one of the best high fantasy experiences of all time. The entire series is also built on the intricate characters and mythology from Dungeons & Dragons, by the way. Number 1. The Witcher 3. The Witcher 3 is one of the highest-rated RPGs of all time. Based on novels of the same name, the game follows Geralt of Rivia as he searches for his adoptive daughter Ciri, racing to find her before the Wild Hunt does. As a monster hunter, you will encounter exciting fights and set pieces as they travel the large, open world. The side quests provide complex, moral choices, and those choices may determine the outcome of the story. The characters, fights, and story are layered and lead to an immersive game-playing experience. Andrzej Sapkowski's mythology and vision come beautifully realized in The Witcher 3's gameplay, complemented by an exceptional performance from Geralt voice actor Doug Cockle. The combat animations, magic system, character designs, story, and graphics, especially with the next-generation upgrade, make it one of the best fantasy epics in gaming. Did you enjoy this video? Check out other clips of Amazing 7 and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified our latest videos.